Hello, this is a video to show how to change relays on an Aurora Power 1 3.6 kilowatt inverter. This is an inverter where changing a relay did not resolve the problem, so I'm going to take off my new relay and use the opportunity to video how to do it. So here is the board. There's a really large splat mark there. It's burned the tracks on both sides, which is why I have put in an extra piece of copper there to carry current. I'm now going to remove that piece of copper. This is my soldering iron. This is actually a high power soldering iron with a temperature control. So I have now successfully melted the solder and lifted the copper. I'm now going to melt and remove it from the other end. And just tidy up that joint. This is a desoldering tool. I press the button and press the other button and it sucks out the solder. This tube here quite often gets blocked, so frequently I have to clear the solder blockage. I am now desoldering the original, and we can now see, can you focus the camera, Thomas, on this? We can now see that the relay pin is completely clear, and the original relay actually pulled the plating out of the hole. These are plated through holes. It's a two-sided board, and so that pin is now free. What I'm going to do now is taking hold of the relay on the other side. I'm now putting pressure to pull the relay down. I'm now desoldering the pin, or melting the solder on the pin. When that solder has melted, the pin has now moved down. Now I'm desoldering on the two pins that are for the coil. And the coil pins are now partially out. I am now desoldering, and the contact pins are both free now. I'm now easing out the coil pins. It's best to wait till the solder hardens before trying the other pin, otherwise they just work their way back through again. I've now only held, I think, by one pin. Let's just check this pin again. Yes, that's clear. It was actually the contact pin, and the relay is clear. I'm just going to tidy up the pins now. Can you stop recording, Thomas? Here is the damage to the inverter, where the insulating sheet has been pierced and a short circuit has occurred onto the chassis, which I feel has killed some of the semiconductors. One way to remove the solder is with the solder sucker here. I'm now going to do the pins which drive the coil of the relay. Always move it away from the board before you press the plunger. It avoids getting little blobs of solder all over the place. I'm now clearing the solder from the tube. So now I have the holes for the coil cleared. This is another way of desoldering. This is desoldering braid. This is a fine copper braid impregnated with flux. Just getting some heat onto that now. This has been around for quite a long time, so it's not quite as effective as it usually is. Oh, there, it's beginning to work now. Now, as I heat, the solder is drawn in by capillary action, and we see a nice clean hole. That's it, I think, for removing relays from these boards. I've now removed the relay. This is a new relay that I put in that didn't fix the problem, so I've salvaged the relay for doing another inverter. And what I've done, using the desoldering braid, I have cleaned up the pins on the relay, and a new relay just drops in without any problem whatsoever. Thank you for watching this.